Hey y'all, how's it going? Man, new Tonex captures live on the website. Very excited to get these out to you. Very excited. It has been a crazy week getting them ready, and man, I'm just super pumped. So, a little bit about these. I got some studio time at my buddy's house, the same spot that we captured Freedom and Good Dog, and I mean, we were super happy with how they turned out. They feel awesome. They sound great. The whole thing, you know. I was very, very proud of them. And the next day when I got back to the house, I was like, going to mess with them a little bit, try and dial them in. And they just didn't turn out that great. Some of them were cool, but then they weren't it. And when I do a capture, when I do these things, primarily they're for myself. Like, I really want great direct tones for when I need them. Excuse me. I really want, like, for, H90 and LVX, like, I want good stuff. Like, I want stuff that feels good, sounds good, is inspiring to play, the whole thing, like everything that I'm looking for. And then secondarily, when I put them out for y'all to purchase, it's like, can I put my name on this? And if the answer is no, then it's like, I'm just not going to put them out. So I trashed all of them and figured out a way to capture them at home that I am just so thrilled by. So thrilled, in fact, that I'm going to recapture Freedom and Good Dog and get those out to y'all. So, but yeah, these sound awesome, man. So I captured 4 amps. So I did a Benson Monarch, which I'm calling Prince, a Benson Earhart, which I'm calling Amelia, a divided by 13 CCC 915, which I'm calling Goldie, and then Dr. Z Maz 18, which I'm calling Fast Car. All of these amps are amazing. So what I like doing is offering pairs. So the Bensons together, Prince and Amelia, and then the divided by 13 and Fast Car together. Those are the curated pairs, if you will. A couple more things about approaching using these captures. So they are in phase. The pairs are in phase. Theoretically, they should all be in phase together, but I can guarantee that Prince and Amelia are in fact in phase, divided by, and then Goldie and Fast Car are in phase together. So there's that. I know that's very important to a lot of you, so I worked very hard to get that. Also, shouts out to my dude Devin, Mr. Tone Shepherd himself, for helping out with that. Big help. So there's that. Here's the deal. Devin also spoke about this in a video of his. Like, we live in a really spoiled period of gear stuff, especially like amp sims, where like I remember days showing up and having to use the House Blues Junior, and then just like, oh, okay, here we go. And now at all of our like disposal, we have access to some of the most desired amps on the planet, like Two Rocks and Bad Cats and Mattresses and all of those things. And even, like being able to, I know some of y'all like to switch between amps and sets and stuff, which is cool. Like, can do that versus just having like 1 or 2 amps. That's crazy. So the thing with amps and real amps is like, it always takes time to dial them in. Always. It's very rare that you plug into an amp and the setting is like perfect for your hands. It's exactly the same way with Tonex and any modeler. When you buy my stuff, if you get to the point where it's like, yo, this is like plug and play, it's perfect, hey, that's freaking incredible. Like, good on you, man. That's awesome. We are basically the same in how we set things up. Our hands are very similar, like all that stuff. But everyone's rig, hands, guitar, everything is just different. So when you get this stuff, you do have some wiggle room with the EQ. So if you feel like it's too bright, roll back the treble. If you feel like it's too dark, boost the treble just a little bit. If you feel like there's too much low end, lower like there's so many things that you have to do. If you need to adjust, there's plenty of variables that you can adjust. Is probably the right way to say it. So Just keep that in consideration. Okay. So there's that. Okay. I think we're good to go. So here's another thing about these here's another thing about these captures. Big piece of feedback I got with Freedom and Good Dog was like some people really liked the like one instance of the amp. Personally, I did too, but a lot of people didn't, and that's okay. So what I did was I did 2 instances of each section of the amp. Okay, so for example, the Monarch has 2 channels, or 2 voicings rather. It has like an American voicing and a British voicing. So I did a dirty and clean for both of those. So you get 4 instances of Monarch or Prince. And then AMELIA, what I did was I just did top. I didn't think the normal sounded that good personally. All the harmonic and fun stuff is in top. So you get 2 with AMELIA. With the divided by 13, the cool thing about that is you have 2 amps in a divided by 13. There's a 6v6 side and an EL84 side. Killer. So you basically have a Princeton and an AC15. So a little hack with that, if you want a stereo pair for a bargain, it's a pretty cool deal. You get a 6v6 side and an EL84 side. So you have a Princeton and a box. It's pretty rad. And then with Dr. Z, you get 2. It's just a high and a low. So like a dirty and a clean, basically. I know a lot of y'all like to keep your amps clean and prefer to get your drives or your gain from your drive pedals. That's a way to do it. That's not my preferred way to doing it, but just so y'all have some options. There you go. These actually sound really good. So here's where we're going to start. Today we're just going to focus on Prince and AMELIA. With Prince and AMELIA, what we're going to focus on is just the American side of Prince and AMELIA. So, like I said earlier, there's the American and British voicing with the Monarch. Just for today's purposes, just know that the British voicing sounds really good. So, I'm just going to focus on this for now, just so you can get the cool stereo image there. So, this is the clean settings for Prince and AMELIA. So here we go. Throw some gain into it. A little bit more. Before I kind of do all the wet effects, what I really love about these amps is from the day I got them, I really love them. I was kind of like, these are like hype train amps, whatever. I don't know if they're that good. They are, in fact, that good. They kind of feel like a really cool balance of like lower headroom amps, because they're 15 watt amps, but some characteristics of like really high headroom amps. So with lower headroom amps, you get the compression earlier. There's kind of a punchiness and like a softness to lower wattage amps that I really love. But these just feel different. These feel really firm, and they also feel like the sky's the limit, which I love. So this is like a really, they are high headroom amps, in the sense that there's a lot of headroom, but they're not 30 watt amps. They're 15 watt amps. They just sound and feel really, really good. And when you throw a bunch of gain into them, they bloom in really cool ways. They sound amazing. I've been very, very impressed by these amps. So let's throw some wet effects into them. they're still breaking up a little bit, but like where Freedom and Good Dog, like if I'm playing lightly, they are really broken. These, you get some of that preamp crackle. It's really cool. But also keep in mind, these are like pretty high output pickups. Yeah, pretty high output. So they're really bright, so they're just gonna break the amp up a little bit more. But these are significantly cleaner than what we're about to do. So that's Prince 1 and Amelia 1. Here is Prince 2 and Amelia 2. So I'm gonna reach down here, switch over, turn this stuff off, and here we go. I love that. Man, oh, so good. These amps are really harmonic, different harmonic than my Bad Cat and my Matchless, but like there's just so many cool things about these amps. They've got this like fuzzy low mid kind of situation that just feels outstanding. So throw some gain or wet effects into these. These still clean up really nice. So look. Man, these captures just take everything you throw at them. Sometimes captures can just like kind of fizz out a little bit, and man, they just take everything. Also, something that I really look for at all my amps and my captures, and that I'm actually getting really excited looking at this. I'm looking at my transients right now. Here, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm looking at my transients right now, my tracks and Pro Tools, and I'm just like, there is so much dynamic range there. I don't have any compression on. It's just a preamp and a tape emulator or tape plugin on my Apollo. But man, these are perfect. There's highs, there's lows. It's just awesome. Very, very happy to see that. I love how dynamic these are. I love that these just get bigger and louder as you throw gain into them. These are perfect. Big fan. So now, as a contrast to Benson, where you have like this really cool high headroom thing, just the sky's the limit. They're bright and they're aggressive sounding. We have Goldie and Fast Car. So that's not to say that it's like you have good amps and then bad amps. These are outstanding. But where I think these amps shine is really that edge of breakup land as well. Again, you can clean these up. It's very easy to do that. You do have that wiggle room in Tonex, but these amps just sound so cool. There's like a softness to them that it feels just like a classic, like, you know, AC15 kind of amp in the Dr. Z and a Princeton. And that's what I'm using on my Tonexes right now to demo. Man, they just sound so good. Like I said, there's like a softness to them. There's a I don't know, there's just this like really focused like mid-range. I would say that these aren't as wide as the other two, but they're still pretty wide. It's just a definitely more of a focused sound. I actually really love these. In all the amps that I've purchased as of late, the Divided by 13 is actually my favorite. It's so good. So I'm going to quit jabbering and let's go. Throw a little drive into it. Throw the King of Tone on instead. Then boost it. These amps are so inspiring to play. Like I said, they're pretty focused, but you still have a good amount of top end. The bottom end is pretty trimmed off. Like if you look at the settings on the amp, the bass is almost off on the Dr. Z and a little bit higher on the Divided by 13. Just feels awesome. To me, this is like if I had to pick one amp for the rest of my life, I'd pick the Divided by 13, just because it does everything. Like, it's such a gigging like studio amp that it's just like it has every sound that you would possibly need, and all the sounds are amazing. So I'm a big fan. So let's just throw some delays and reverbs on, you know. See what happens when we turn the... Whoa, getting loud. See what happens here. Let's have some fun. Man, they take everything. They're so good. See if we can clean these up just a little bit. man, I'm gonna be using those on Sunday. Man, I love that sound so much. Again, it's more focused. It's not, I would say they're not as dynamic either as the Bensons, but man, do they still absolutely rip. They just compress in really cool, like typical lower wattage, small amp kind of things. These amps are super loud in person, but they act like small amps, where the Bensons are just really interesting in that they are able to kind of take whatever you throw into them, and it just blows me away that the capture process did that. Just captured that, rather. Just absolutely blows me away, man. Tonex is amazing. As far as direct solutions and like amp sim solutions, Tonex is by far my favorite. They feel the most natural to me. They sound the best. They kind of, when your capture process is awesome, they manage to like capture the like nuances of each amp. It's fascinating to me, dude. I am blown away. So yeah, I'm happy to put these out for y'all, but selfishly, like, I'm really stoked to have these. Very, very excited. So that being said, they're yours. Go grab them. They're live. JakeFabermusic.com/Teddytones. I hope you love them as much as I do. I am frankly head over heels with all of this, and I'm biased, and I just think these are the best. So, but yeah, go grab them. Have fun. Thanks for watching. See you later.